Hey, this is me, Qua, and today reviewing the NewAge Ultra Magnus. Now, this is the EX version, which is the toy color version. Now, in person, this blue is more of a like a green color, like a greenish blue, like almost like a turquoise, but not a turquoise. It's a weird color trying to describe, but on camera, it's picking up as a light blue, which it isn't. There's green in here. So yeah, my camera's just picking it up. I'm wondering if I change the lighting. Let's see if changing the lighting does anything. Okay, looks like that one didn't do anything. It's still that blue. Okay, it just looks like that's how the camera picks it up. Quite fascinating indeed. But yeah, I'm going to do some comparisons, and we're going to do comparisons to the Prime mold, which again, I had this piece broken, but it keeps fucking coming off. It's annoying. I'm almost thinking about just having it off altogether. And I have to touch out the paint because the paint's chipped off. I'm almost tempted just to ask NewAge if they could just ship me a new arm and I'll pay for it. Because you could actually unscrew the piece. I saw where it was. So, I'm almost half tempted to do that. But yeah. You can get it moving about that far. Out that far. Boop. That rolls. We're going to take it off its trailer hitch, which means I'm going to actually have to separate the legs for Magnus. And we'll re-put them back together. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, like it's not even stable as it is right now on there. But oh well, we'll just deal with it. So you can see the legs work differently than here. But then like the cab section is very, very similar in aspects. Hold on, I gotta like kind of readjust this a little. There's some, yeah, they're like pretty similar, like the cab sections, but once we start to transform it, there are some differences. It tabs in like the same at the bottom, but you can see how the kibble is different. I like how this one cleans up better in the feet, but I hate how the trailer hitch section looks because it doesn't look as clean as this. Granted, you will find out why this does that in just a bit, but yeah. So I'll just get them over there, and yeah. We'll show the transformation for the trailer in a bit. It's pretty simple, honestly. Not really anything too complicated. Alright. So you want to separate the legs first. Boop. Boop. We're just going to do the legs. So you want to spin that like 360 degrees. 360. And then we're going to fold this piece out. I'm going to split the toe. Boop. Boop. Hold on. I'm trying to remember how this goes. Because I know this swivels. Okay, now. I think it was like that, yeah. So I think you gotta get the foot position like this. Where the wheel is, and then kind of boop. Then what you gotta do is bring out this piece. Do that. I can't remember if that folds in or not. No, it doesn't, because this piece will tab into there like that, and then this side will kind of this like is really absurdly tight, and we'll move that piece. But yeah, boop, like so. There you go, legs together. I just recommend moving that piece out right now. Boop, boop. move that around. Boop. 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 Okay. Shit. It's like that last hurdle for this like fucking foot piece is like really absurdly tight. Okay. Anyways, move that. Boop. We got Magnus's legs. So you just push those up. Now, we'll rotate this as soon as we get everything else, but we're just going to fold that like so. Open the doors. Lift that up. Oh, yay, some paint flicked off. Fucking fantastic. Okay. We are going to want to untab the arms and move them out. Alright. We're going to need to move this. And then you want to fold the windows, kind of like on the Optimus mold or the Toxitron. Oh yeah, and then don't forget the fucking arms. You do not want to forget the arms. That's like a big no. That's like something if you do mess up, it's like oof, because then you gotta like retransform things and it's not fun. Although you're gonna have to kind of retransform this when you get it into Magnus mode, but we're going to the core robot mode. Alright, cool. So now we got that, we're just gonna flip the crotch piece. Boop, boop, boop. We're good. Alright. So now we're going to fold those windows pieces and we're going to have them get enough clearance, or actually fold them down so you don't have to get that clearance. And once you do that, you just push it in like so. Do that. Okay, hold on. There's a scratch. But it's like black, so I don't know, that's just, I don't know, paint rubbed off? So then, okay, so what you do next, you do that flippy thing like you do with the Prime. A lot of these steps are similar to Prime, where it's just like, okay, you do this, you do that, but one thing you want to do is lift out the head, boopity boop, so then we can get the wheels tucked in because they're hiding where the head was. Perfect. We'll bring him down. He's almost done. And then we just kind of fold that down and we got our Ultra Magnus. Now we will be right back because I got to transform the Optimus. Let's see, we could not break the fucking smokestack. It'll give me a chance to get his accessories, which I forgot to bring over here, so we'll be right back. Okay, now we're back, and we'll show some accessories. So we got his Ion Blaster, which does fit in his hand, and it is the same Ion Blaster that Toxitron comes with, as we can see here. But yeah, and I just realized I kind of forgot to fucking do the second part of why I stopped this, so I may have to stop it again. But since we're here, I might as well show some accessories and some differences between the two, because they do come with actually some different accessories. Now I won't get into the guns that go for Ultra Magnus right now, but we will talk about the hand accessories. Now, okay, if we compare the pointing hand, it seems to be larger, I think. I'm like not 100% certain. Like, they look like they're the same size, but okay, they are the same size. So the hands are the same size. I don't know why it looked larger, but no, they are. These ones anyways are the pointer hands. And then, okay, I will say these are different sizes, as you can see. The fingers are longer. This hand has a hinge, whereas this one doesn't. It's much bigger. So like this hand you could still use, hold on, like you could use any of the hands on here really. You got like the pointer hand, handgun. But then like this hand looks extremely, I don't know, looks kind of comical on here because like it looks way too big. And that's definitely more of a Ultra Magnus hand, more so. I mean, you could kind of fudge this, but I think it'll look a little small in there. But yeah, we'll just plug in the standard fist hand back in. But yeah. Anyways, I'll move those out of the way, and then we'll do comparisons in just a moment here. Okay, despite any differences in between the molds here, and how they transform and stuff, articulation's actually the same. So I'm actually really not going to cover it. It's the same. The only thing I'm going to cover is the legs, because while the back of the legs is pretty much the same, it's just sculpted differently. And same thing with the sides of the legs, they work similarly, so it's not really anything like double jointed knee, single jointed elbow, single jointed elbow. You know what I mean? Ah, fuck. I just glued that back on. Come on. Man. Okay, so we're back, and yeah, no, it broke off, so yeah. I'm not really going to go over articulation with the exception of the legs, because while it's the same amount of articulation, it works a little differently. So you got like a pivot right there, but then you also technically got a pivot right there, which breaks the sculpt. So you could do either a pivot that doesn't break the sculpt and still works fine, or a pivot that does. Just, I guess, depends on what you're doing and what you're posing. I hate how it's painted there, though. I get the reason why, but that bugs me. Oh yeah, this doesn't have the port at the bottom, unlike the Optimus one does. But however, he does have that giant hole in the back, so I suppose that makes up for that. In Magnus mode, I forget if he even does have one, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, so this is a whole single piece instead of the what do I call it, the whole single piece instead, and the bottom part of the crotch doesn't lift. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but yeah, the side flaps do move out of the way so you could lift up the leg. And that's kind of how that operates, whereas here's how the Prime operates. It's different system, and then the feet are too, because they're the whole thing. I will say though, since these are on a hinge, I'm less worried about them getting loose over time versus this, but this is easier to fix if it does get loose than this. So yeah. And then when you lift up the legs too, I don't think the skirt flap doesn't lift up, unlike this one, which does. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then let's bring up the head sculpts. I'll just bring up his first. It's very toy-esque. No. Oh, I cry. Here's some paint fucking scratch. Right there in the nose. Or not, at the tip of the mouth plate. I don't even know how that happened. Fuck. That is a big oof. But yeah. So yeah, that's an oof. Hand popped out. That's weird. The hand's like absurdly tight to get in and out, so I don't know why I did that. But yeah, you got some toy decos, as you see. The arm stickers, the leg stickers, the feet stickers. That's really all in robot mode anyways. They do get some nice metallic paint, all that cool shit. And yeah, the matrix opens up differently. So on prime, I'll show you how it opens up. It's very simple. You could just kind of get your fingernail in there and boop. There's the matrix chamber. Now for Ultra Magnus, I usually push a window and then get my finger in between here. Boop, boop. Opens up the matrix chamber. It's the same exact matrix. It's just painted differently. It's a little harder to get out than Optimus, but yeah. I really hate that because I have a feeling it's going to scratch the fuck out of the paint. It's oof. Big oof. We'll compare some robots. Now, since when we did the Devastator review, I already reviewed this Prime. We're not going to do any size comparison with Devastator yet. Once you get them combined, we will. Magic Square Megatron. NewAge. Thundercracker. Now, will I pick up the Toon version of Thundercracker they're doing? That's a very strong maybe. Because for me, this was already Toon-esque as is. Just the head was more of the MP styling. But yeah. And we got more, a couple more Magic Square figures coming up soon. And also another NewAge figure as well. But yeah. Anyways. And I realize it's funny with Legend Scales. I have more Decepticons than I do Autobots. Kind of funny how that works, but yeah. I do want to get the Grimlock. And there's a version of the Mirage mold I want, which is the red one. But yeah. So that's that. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Now I'll bring this into focus. And we'll untap that from there. Pull those up. Separate the legs, which will separate that. Separate that. Now, there's a part here I do want to warn. Right here, this tab. This can bend really easily, and mine's is already kind of stressed. That's just a thing to be wary of. And shit like that. I kind of forget which way this goes. So we're just going to take out the fists. Oh yeah, you get to see how much bigger these fists are. Yeah, quite a bit bigger. But they still hold the same weapon, so I could like hold the Ion Blaster. We'll show that when we get into robot mode. We won't do that part yet. We'll actually do the legs first. So you want to finagle this piece right there out. Finagle the other piece. Untap that. You want to tab that into there. Collapse that like so. Fold that like so, but leave that open. Great. Oh yeah, and then you want to rotate this around. Boop. There we go. Alright, do the same thing on the other side. Alright, perfect. Waist area, just bring that down. Boop. We'll get to that when we get to that. Now we're going to do that. So untap that. Oh yeah, and then you want to unpeg the guns. The shoulder cannons. Okay. Bring that up. And then fold this down. Now you want to rotate that piece like that. Fold that in. And then just kind of bring that. Okay, that's not actually staying together. What the hell? Huh. It's kind of fascinating. Okay. Huh. Okay, let's try the other side then. Is it because I don't have that out? I don't know if that's the case. Okay, let me... Huh. Yeah, because you're supposed to bring this up. Yeah, it's supposed to collapse like that. It's supposed to be clean. But this other side is not wanting to do that. It's like, is the plastic too thick or something? It just kind of doesn't want to close all the way. Okay, I guess it did there. Okay. Not really complaining. Or I was, but it fixed itself, so. God. Okay, hold on. Let me. Is it? I don't know what the. Great. I have a. It had the sticker that said pass the quality check. The fuck, NewAge? Like, shit like that bothers me when it, like, occurs. Because then you can't have, like, the arms technically do it as well. Nah. I just won't let that bug me for right now. Just kind of power on through. Anyways, so we got all of that situated. So here's what we'll do now. Lift that up like so. There's 2 holes right there, which these tabs will tab into. So we'll do that. Boop, boop, boop. And then we're going to take the legs, put those pieces on there, makes it more toy accurate. I know the show version, I think, came with what's it called? These were white, but the legs I think were either white or silver on the show version. So I don't know why they actually use those. Seemed a little redundant, but yeah, that's that. Okay, so got that. Cool. And then next, after that, we'll get the boots on. So you literally just kind of slide the foot in. And then you bring this up. This will tab into that tab right there. Boop. These will kind of just tab there. Or not even tab there. They just kind of friction there. But there's a thing that does tab in. So this piece tabs into there. And then that tabs into that little crevice. It keeps it there. And add some height. Boop. Boop. Okay, so now we'll get into this. Oh yeah, I accidentally forgot to do something. You kind of have to transform the whole upper chest section before you do anything. But this looks actually kind of funny. But yeah. Okay, anyways. We're going to have to lift up the waist section. And then I'm going to have to flip that around because we need to bring it back out. Okay. So once we do that, and you need to flip the arms like you're going into vehicle mode. But then you flip these back, right? So then you're going back into like if you're going back into robot mode. Okay, and then we're just going to flip that. That'll flip like so. And then we'll... Oh yeah, and then what we'll need is to fold the head back in, I think. Or, no. Oh, that's how the thing fucking... Okay, yeah, because it rubs against in here when it's in there. That's how that fucking happened. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Why that happened. Okay, that's actually a terrible fucking design. But considering everything else on this, like, is fucking solid, I could forgive that mistake. But yeah. So you fold the arm. So the arm should look like this after you're done with it. It should look like that. And how you do that is, okay, so if you have the arm situated like this, you turn it like that, then go like that, turn it like so. And then now we're going to turn the hand. There's a little hinge right there. it was entirely pointless on the Optimus, with the exception, I think, of going to vehicle mode. Whereas here, it serves that same vehicle mode purpose, but it also serves the purpose in combined mode, or armored up mode, I should say. So now we just kind of slide this in. That slides in. And then there's a tab there, which will tab there. And it should be tabbing in, but it looks like those pieces are sticking out, at least for me. So there we go. And we're almost done, because we got one last thing to take care of. Or a couple last things. The hands, you can plug the hands in. And then, last but not least, we'll actually mount the shoulder cannons. On. Boop. And boop. Okay, there we go. Now, I will actually back up a little. Raise this up a bit. Maybe lower that a bit, and yeah. So we'll try to get a size comparison thing going here, then we'll talk about articulation. The Optimus, the Megatron, the Seeker. Now this is Magic Square scale, so technically he's actually a little too big, because him and Megatron, Optimus and Megatron should be like neck and neck, like same head level. And then here is the NewAge Devastator. And hold on. Now, other than the Megatron, who's in a different size scaling system, which is why he's out of scale. Man, I actually gotta scoot back. Shit. Okay, let's rotate that a bit. Okay, there we go. So that's give you looks. Devastator is out of scale, but that's because the bots are in scaled with everything. So it kind of pits everything else out of scale. So, yeah. Ah, shit. Okay. Now I'm going to go back down about right there. What? Okay, that... my shitty tripod is just giving out on me. Okay. Just trying to adjust this right. Perfect. We're going to move the bots out of the way. Including Devastator. And now we'll go over articulation. Now, like some of it's the same. Like you move that up and then kind of move the waist panels and leg goes out. Since it is the same butt flap, it's the same way out. Since it's, again, same side things. Leg articulation is exactly the same as Optimus. The arms, however, are actually it's a single jointed, but it has greater bend than that Optimus did. So you get a much better bend. The only thing I don't really care for too much is the fact that you can see the arms just kind of sitting there. And then also, like, you turn the back around, it doesn't really hide a whole lot of its shit. Well, now, if you take off these, this is how this would look if they didn't have leg coverings. The legs would actually look kind of thin. So these coverings actually kind of bulk out the legs a little bit. But yeah. Oh yeah, he does have ankle tilts. They break the sculpt. You can get them all the way, but it'll break the sculpt horrendously, and the actual robot feet will show. They'll start to show moving it right there. That's just how that was designed. Don't know why they did that, but yeah. Push him back down. Alright. And then of course you got wrist swivels and all that cool shit. Oh yeah, but this does open up. And then, like I was saying earlier, you do that technique I was doing to get this open. And yeah. Like the Transformers the movie. Pretty cool that it does that. But yeah, here's a closer look at his noggin. It's different than the regular Magnus. The helmet is, and so is the face. I quite dig it. I like it. And yeah. Oh yeah, I never go over accessories. Kind of forgot. One of these is his toon gun, and the other one is his toy gun. Like, I want to say this is the toy gun, but I'm pretty sure this is the toon one, and this is the toy. I really want to say that. I'm glad they gave you both options, but yeah, actually, let's check here real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, so as I was looking, this is actually the toy gun. So I had them backwards, and this is the one from the show. So you could just plug them in the hand. Oh yeah, and like I was saying earlier, it's the same porthole, so you can hold the ion blaster technically, which is neat. But yeah. Ah man, this hand's actually kind of hard to get it in. But yeah, no. Reason why I got this is well, other than it looks fucking cool, and I was going to get a Magnus. I wanted to get Delta Magnus, but by the time I actually started buying Legend figures, that Delta Magnus is sold out. And I saw they were doing a toy deco, and I actually do have quite fondness for that original Magnus toy, because I actually do own it. Granted, mine is missing like 1,000 fucking pieces. I do have the crotch piece and the shoulder piece and also the helmet, but I am missing the shoulder rockets and the gun he has. And that's all I'm missing for my Magnus. He's complete. The legs are kind of shit quality, but that's the G1 Prime mold. What do you expect? Yeah. And it's a figure I did quite enjoy, and I still like the look of the mold, despite it looking kind of funny for G1, but like, it holds a special place. It was one of my earlier G1 figure purchases from back in the day. So having a reinterpretation of that in Legends form, but also just like not looking as dopey as that was, but still keeps that spirit. Also has a lot of sticker detailing. Oh yeah, the Autobot symbol, repo labels. Same thing with the ones in robot mode, those are repo labels. Any faction symbol stickers you see on any of these figures, repo labels. Just want to throw that out there. Although when I did get these from TF Safari, I did also receive stickers as well, although they were, I couldn't get them off the sheet for the life of me. They weren't water slides, I could tell they weren't, unlike the stickers that came with this fool. But they were kind of a pain in the ass, so I just decided to use my repo labels, as they're easier to get off, and also they look cleaner print wise. So yeah. But that was my look at the NewAge Magnus, which I do recommend. He's a character you can get in many different flavors, so whatever tickles your fancy. You can get him toy look, like how I have it. You can get him Dioclone colors or Shattered Glass colors. That one's going to cost you an arm and a leg right now. You got the clear piss yellow one, which was, I think, a reference to like a e-hobby thing or something, I think. I can't remember. The cab looks fucking fantastic because the cab isn't translucent, but the fucking trailer bits are. So it's kind of a shit show. It's like one of those things where I almost thought about it just to paint it, you know? But I'm like, that'd take too much work and time, and I don't really got time for that. So yeah. And then you got the regular tune colored one, which is always cool, you know? Then there's like just a regular translucent one where the whole thing is translucent. I think even the core body is. Then you got a Lucky Draw one, which is all translucent plastic, and it's like translucent red. The whole thing, because it's supposed to be like Hate Plague Magnus, which is kind of cool. I also wish Hasbro would do stuff like that, but I would prefer it to be all painted instead of like translucent. So like a Hate Plague version of the characters being like just, yeah, translucent. But it would be cool for that to be like more like a box set type of deal if they ever do that. Just so that way you're not like having to wait months for a translucent or like a painted red figure or whatever. But yeah, anyways, getting off of the side tangent. But yeah, no, there's a lot of versions of this mold, and yeah, you could really pick your favorite color. Yeah. They haven't done a comic Magnus yet, which I don't know if they'd reuse the toy look for it, or if it would be like a hybrid of the toy and tune. Don't know. But yeah, and with third-party stuff, especially at Legend scale, what I do just so I'm not like burning money in my pockets is I only buy one version of a mold, and I usually go for the wacky repaints. So, like Toxitron here. Well, Thundercracker isn't really wacky repaint, but he's my preferred Seeker. So, yeah. And then, well, Megatron was the metallic version of the regular Megatron. And Magic Square doesn't really do wacky repaints, so, yeah. Devastator. Okay, the only reason why I got Devastator in the original colors was because at the time of me purchasing him, I think the pre-orders for the G2 colors were still... The pre-orders were up for those and they weren't out yet. And also, I scored this thing under $200. Which I think at time, if you were purchasing it together, it would have been like $300 to $400, I think. So, like, I fucking scored. So, yeah. Because otherwise, I probably would have gotten the G2 colored scheme one. The G1 toy one looks good, but, like, I'm kind of a sucker for the G2 yellow for Devastator. But I'm glad I got the tuned one, though. Because, oh shit, it just fucking destroys that Combiner Wars one. But, yeah. And that's why I partially got this version of the Magnus, too. Other than that, this was the only other option, other than the Delta that I liked. But yeah, I got him off of TS Safari along with Magic Square Shockwave, Skyfire, and then the NewAge Skyfire. No, it's in the Jetfire colors, the original Jetfire toy. So yeah, we'll talk about those figures. I still got to fiddle with them more. Magnus is the only one I've actually transformed to more than once. I haven't really gotten around to the other two, but it's just because I've been busy and shit like that. And Magnus is quite simple. I imagine the NewAge Jetfire isn't too complicated. That's the one thing I like about NewAge. The transformations are pretty fluid and easy. And like this breaking, I don't blame that on the quality of the figure at all. That's just a bad set of circumstances. This fell off, hit the floor, and these floors are fucking tile, so it was inevitable. It falling. I do appreciate his smokestacks being smaller, so they're thicker, and you have less chance of that happening. But yeah, this Magnus is a great figure, and I do recommend him really to. Whoopsies, a little bit of my headphone cable got there, but I do recommend him to you guys. And yeah, I'm kind of in this Legends rabbit hole now. I don't know, they just provide me a certain kind of joy I don't really get out of the main line. It's weird. I think I'm starting to like become a third party guy. But yeah, it's been quite a journey with my Legends journey so far, and these figures do not disappoint. They do not. It was a little complicated, a little frustrating spots, but like at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. And transformation wasn't it wasn't pain. It wasn't painful, I guess is the best way to put it. It was a little irritating in spots, but not painful. Magnus here is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bastard. Transformation smooth. He's just a all around fun figure. Is the best way of putting it. Oh yeah, and my joints aren't loose on here. Like the thigh, or not the thigh, the bicep swivel there is a little loose, but like by shaking intensely, like that. Okay, that side moved quite a bit, but the other side didn't. But like that's the only real loose joint, and that's an easy fix. Legs aren't loose. Yeah, nothing else important is loose. Like, it's a little heavy when lifting the leg. Oh, I actually held it. I didn't think it was going to do that. Because I don't think the ball joint will hold it up. Yeah, because the leg will kind of start to sag there. That's when the weight, like, whoops. That's on a hinge, so it's probably just because this is way too heavy and it wasn't designed for that. And they probably should have accommodated for that. But it is what it is. But yeah, I do recommend this figure, this mold. And I do recommend this color scheme, but I understand this version of the character isn't for everybody. And man, I'm just digging that head sculpt. It looks like a very young Magnus. I fucking love it. I hope NewAge does a Rodimus or Hot Rod sometime soon, because oh, that'd be great. Love fucking Hot Rod. But yeah, that's been my look at this mold, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. At least the glue I tried to use for the fucking prime, but I'm just giving up, and I'm just going to contact BBTS, see if they could contact NewAge, or give me NewAge's contact so I can contact them and be like, hey, can I get this fixed? Or get a replacement part so I can fix this myself? Thanks, you know. But yeah. Anyways, me Qua here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Next one, don't know who it'll be. Maybe it'll be the Magic Score ones. Who knows? Woo! Anyways, signing out here. Peace out.